Everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review, and today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And today we're going to take a look at the new Marvel Infinite Series 3¼ inch or 4-inch scale Wonder Man figure, the Ionic Energy variant version that was released in the most current wave of the line. The figure comes packaged in your standardized Infinite Series packaging. Got the Marvel Infinite Series logo up at the top. Then you've got some icons from the Avengers, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, and the Hulk underneath that. The figure's clearly displayed on the card back so you can see what you're getting, and then you have the name of the character down below. On the back side, we have a look at the figure and with a little brief bio for Wonder Man, and then a look at the figures in the other figures in the wave, which basically are repacked versions of that Guardians of the Galaxy box set. Star-Lord, Drax, and Rocket Raccoon. Okay, so let's get this figure open and take a look at what's inside. Here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging. Now this figure is basically just a variant version of the previous Wonder Man figure that was released in the Marvel Universe line. Only they've redone it with translucent plastic. But basically the figures themselves are the exact same sculpts. So basically, that being said, this version is not totally 100% true to what you see in the comics, and primarily the reason for that is because this Ionic version is still wearing the jetpacks, which are on the regular version, and that's not something that the Ionic version, or at least every version I've seen in the comic, does not have. I mean, you know, why does Ionic Energy need jetpacks, basically? So, you know, Hasbro didn't remove those from this to make it a more truer looking figure to that Ionic version, which isn't that big of a deal, I guess, but just something to note. He's got the red stripe painted on, just like on the regular version. And then for his eyes, they've painted little red on his eyeballs, which, at least on my figure, I don't know how well you can see it, but looks a little bit sloppy, the red paint. But otherwise, it's a pretty cool figure. Honestly, I didn't expect to ever see this figure at regular retail, mainly because I haven't really seen anything beyond Series 1 at regular retail for the Infinite Series, and I figured this most recent wave was probably the least desirable wave since it was mostly repackaged figures from that Guardians of the Galaxy box set. But I did actually end up finding this figure on the shelves at Target store, so I went on and picked it up. And it, like I said, it's a pretty cool figure. Basically, it's all, other than the red stripe, it's all translucent plastic. So it looks pretty cool, you know, with the right lighting. So I'll turn some lights off just so you can kind of get that translucent effect. Just like with previous Marvel Infinite Series figures, the plastic they use is kind of a soft rubber type plastic, especially on the joint areas. So, you know, do expect to get some warping in the joint areas, especially with the knees. That seems to kind of become standard with these figures. Figure stands at 4½ inches tall, just like the previous Wonder Man figure. The figure comes with no accessories at all, so what you see is what you get. And then articulation is pretty much standard from what you've seen with previous figures, including that, obviously, that previous Wonder Man figure. But we'll go over it real quick. He can look left and right. Has a little bit of up and down movement, but really not a whole lot. Arms are on the standard ball hinge joints. He's got good rotation there. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got a single hinged elbow, and then he's got swivels at the wrist, but no hinges at the wrist, just swivels. He does have that swivel at the midsection with some up and down crunching movement there. And then legs are on ball joints, so he can do the splits about that much. The jetpacks get a little bit in the way, and then he can do his legs forward and out and back. No thigh swivel on this figure, double jointed knees, and then he does have the ankle pivot with the hinge, so he's got good movement at the ankle, and then 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, for a variant, I think this is a pretty cool figure. I like the translucent plastic. I think it looks pretty good, especially in the right lighting. And obviously the Ionic version is what we've seen Wonder Man as in the more recent comics. I think now he was actually absorbed by Rogue, but before that, basically every time you saw him, he was in the Ionic version. So it is a pretty cool variant. It's not 100% comic book accurate, but those jetpacks, if you don't like those, you can actually, it's a separate piece. It's not removable technically, but if you wanted to, you could probably cut that off if you didn't like the jetpacks. But otherwise, I think it's pretty true to what you see in the comics. The worst thing about the figure is just being able to find it without having to buy all the other figures in the wave, which again are just repackaged from that Guardians of the Galaxy box set. If you don't have that box set, then it might be worth ordering the wave to have all the figures. But if you do have that box set, and that box set wasn't terribly hard to find when it was originally released, then it kind of makes it a bummer to have to order the entire wave. So you might get lucky and find it at retail like I did. I don't know if that means this figure is going to show up in large numbers or not, or if I just got really lucky. But that's probably the best route to go if you want to try and pick this one up, if you already have that Guardians box set. So that's my review. I hope you enjoy it. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you think. And until next time, I'll catch you later.